Hello friends, and welcome back to another episode on my journey from Southeast Florida to Yellowstone National Park. We're gonna pick up right where we left off on our way out of Big Bend National Park, heading to New Mexico. So while I'm driving all of these miles, of course I have thoughts that come into my head. So I wanted to share one. I just always wonder, like, if I wasn't born in South Florida, like near the beaches and the warm weather, because I truly love being in the mountains. Like, there's nothing I love more, and just doing outdoor activities and things like that. And not to say like there aren't outdoor activities you can do in Florida, but it's just such a big difference of like lifestyle, I feel like, compared to where I live, and just preferring mountains to ocean. And I always wonder, what if I was born somewhere like Colorado and I grew up with hiking and being in the mountain? Would I want to be near the ocean then, you know? And I know that that's not always the case, because not everyone moves, and some people love where they live and they've like loved it their whole life and they don't want to live anywhere else. That goes to say, I do feel it's very important to leave your hometown at some point in your life to venture out and see what else is out there and see what you like, what you don't like. Anyway, just wanted to share that, and let me know if anyone ever wonders the same. I would be totally fine living away from the ocean, and I know some people need it nearby and they like couldn't live without it. And I always think, what if I had been born somewhere else? Would I feel the opposite, or would I just, am I just like meant to love the mountains no matter what? Anyway, so that's my little thought. Have about 2.5 hours till I get to El Paso, Texas. And then from there, I'm going to try to figure out my next move, because that's going to be around like 1:30 p.m. So I have a lot of time. I definitely want to get a hotel and sleep well tonight. So I'll definitely probably do more driving and just like figure out where that is. Probably somewhere in New Mexico. So we'll see. I'll keep y'all updated. So I ended up booking a hotel in Las Cruces, New Mexico, stopped for a little brewski right before checking in. This was the hotel lobby. It was so pretty. And this was the view from my hotel room, which was not too shabby in my opinion. And basically just relaxed the rest of the day, watched some YouTube, and had some room service for dinner. And then the next morning, I woke up nice and early, got ready for the gym, and got in a pretty good workout. As you can see, movement is super important to me. I make sure to get it in as often as I can, especially while traveling. And if you're someone who likes to work out or needs a workout to follow, I do have a YouTube channel dedicated to guided workouts led by me. I'm a NASM certified personal trainer, and I love sharing movement with you all, so feel free to check that out as well. I'll leave the link to that channel in the description below. Good morning, everyone. So I booked myself a much needed hotel room last night in Las Cruces, New Mexico. I don't know if I say that right, but anyway. Absolutely loved it. It was such a nice hotel. I slept awesome, and I really needed it, because the night before I maybe got 3 hours in the tent that was so windy. So anyway, and I got a workout in at the gym today at the hotel, so that was great. I'm feeling good. I just stopped at this beautiful rest stop in New Mexico, and it's like, I don't know, I guess it like won awards or something, but it's like very well known. And it has like this, I'll show it to you obviously, but it has this road runner that's been made from recycled materials. It's so cool. So a big sculpture, you can see it off the highway. It's really, really awesome. It's just a beautiful scenic place. So I was like, I have to stop here. But yeah, I'm headed today to Tucson, Arizona. I'm gonna stay the night there in a hotel as well. And I think today I'm gonna try to go to Biosphere 2. And it's like this, I don't even know how to explain it. It looks so cool, but it's like, it's a place where you can like learn about climate change, and they do like, I think it's one of the universities in Arizona that uses it for their program. So yeah, super excited to go there and learn about that and just explore it. So obviously you will be coming as well. And then tomorrow I head to Yuma, Arizona to see my friend Julie, and I'm gonna spend the weekend with her. So I'm super excited for that. And yeah, here we go, on to Tucson. Biosphere 2 is a large-scale Earth system science research facility owned by the University of Arizona. It's known for its unique sealed biomes, such as a rainforest, desert, ocean, and it's used to study global environmental change, climate change adaptation, and ecosystem conservation. It was originally built to test closed ecological systems for space colonization and now serves as a unique laboratory for large-scale experiments and a public education center. From 1991 to 1993, 8 people lived entirely isolated inside, relying on 5 miniature biomes and agriculture area to survive. They were called biospherians and were all selected intentionally to bring a certain expertise to what they were going to be doing. Unfortunately, after these 2 years, they did have to halt the experiment with the biospherians due to things like oxygen depletion, food shortages, and ecological imbalances. It definitely wasn't all for nothing though, because a lot of what they learned is still being used today and has helped progress science for things like learning about climate change and how enclosed Earth systems interact. Researchers today can manipulate exact environmental variables like temperature, drought, and CO2 levels across diverse artificial biomes to measure their effects on coral reefs, rainforest resilience, and water cycles. The Biosphere 2 contains 7 distinct environment types. So here you can see the savanna grassland and coastal desert. And then there are mangrove wetlands, which are modeled after the Florida Everglades. They even have a 1.2 million gallon ocean, which contains coral reefs and various marine life. And then last but not least, a tropical rainforest, which you will see shortly. And it's modeled after the Amazon basin, featuring a complex canopy and numerous plant species. If you're ever in the Tucson area, I highly recommend checking out Biosphere 2. They make it super easy as well, so you can kind of see these numbers all around as we are walking. They do have a self-guided tour that you just go through on your phone, so each spot you can get more information on what you're looking at and learn a bit more about it. Overall, I'm really happy that I was able to come here and bring you all along with me. Listen, I swear I am not made of money, but this place was definitely reasonable for what it was. I'm so happy I was able to snag this room for the evening. It was literally like my own little apartment, and I was still pretty tired from driving and exploring, so I decided to enjoy myself. Got ready to go to the pool, relaxed for a bit, and then I took myself to dinner. They have a cute little restaurant right on the property, and ate at the bar, had an amazing chicken meal, and I actually got a free drink and chips and salsa from Expedia, shout out. So that was definitely a nice little perk to staying here. If I'm ever in Tucson, I'm totally coming back. It was amazing. On my way to Yuma, I decided to make a pit stop at Mount Lemmon and Saguaro National Park. I did not know that this even existed, but I was recommended to go by a local as well as my friend. It's actually one of the most biologically diverse ecosystems in North America. It's a 27-mile scenic byway, and you go from the desert floor up into alpine trees. More than 250 bird species have been recorded on the mountain, and the mountain is home to more than 1,500 species of plants, ranging from desert cacti to subalpine firs. They say that driving this mountain is equivalent from traveling to Mexico to Canada in about an hour, passing through 5 distinct life zones. So enjoy this scenic drive, and I'm going to be quiet for a little bit. Our second adventure of the day, Saguaro National Park. So this was just a quick little 8-mile scenic loop that I drove. There were some spots that you're able to get out of the car, walk around, take some pictures. Of course, it was hot, so I wasn't really spending too much time outside, but as you can see, there are just hundreds of these saguaro cacti, which is just insane to see that many. Especially being from South Florida, we obviously don't really see cacti, so this was a really cool place to just drive around. And fun fact, if you didn't know this, saguaros take about 70 years to sprout their first arms. So all of these ones that you're seeing with the little arms coming out, they're at least 70 years old, and they can live to be up to 150 to 200 years. And then sometimes they do sprout the Arizona state flower as well. And they can grow up to 50 feet tall. So it's just really cool to see that they've taken the time and effort to preserve these cacti. I actually heard from the bartender where I was the night before that there are people who rehabilitate these cacti. So if someone, for example, has one on their property and it absorbs too much water during a monsoon or something like that, and it falls over, they can actually contact someone to come pick it up, rehabilitate it, and bring it back to their property. So I thought that was really nice that they actually work to preserve these cacti. And our final adventure of the day, heading to Yuma, Arizona, where one of my best friends, Julie, lives. We actually met while working in Yellowstone back in 2017 and have kept in contact and gone on some trips together since. So I was really, really excited to stay with her where she's from and just spend time with her family, her friends, and just see where she lives. So we were able to go paddleboarding in this beautiful, beautiful lake. And as someone from South Florida, if you know, we have a lot of predators in our waters. And I was so sketched out to get in the water here. I kept having to ask her, are you sure there is nothing that's going to bite me? So after getting over my fear, I was able to get in the water, which was super refreshing and much needed because it got well over 100 degrees this day. But we had tons of fun. Everyone decided to cliff jump, except for me. So I was just the videographer. And yeah, we just had a lot of fun, rode around. Yeah, it was just a really fun time to spend time with her and get to know where she's from. Smash it! I really didn't film too much of this weekend because I did want to be present, but I did have a few firsts. I had my first In-N-Out and Dutch Bros, super fun. And we actually went into Mexico and her mom took us around for tacos, so we got to try some delicious food. And if you know me, I love me some food, so this was a great day.
We just ran around in Mexico. Drinking your spa waters. Or Jamaica. How do you say it? Jamaica. Jamaica.
Hey everyone! So we're officially on week 2 of my road trip, and I just left my friend Julie's house in Yuma, Arizona. Pretty sad, honestly, to leave a friend. It was a great weekend spent, and I just am gonna miss her a lot, but we keep in touch regularly, so we always kind of, catch up once a week, which is great. It's really hard usually to stay in touch with people that you don't see all the time, so we definitely make an effort, and I know that we will continue to do that. So today I don't really have much traveling. I'm going to Salvation Mountain in California, and then also going to, I think it's like Bombay Beach, where there's like some art on the beach. My friend recommended going there because I'll be passing it. And then from there, I'll probably do Starbucks, and then I'm gonna be camping at Joshua Tree National Park. Super excited. Hoping to see some amazing stars. I'll try to get some footage, I think, on my GoPro and see how that turns out. But either way, it's still pretty warm, so I am not really trying to get to Joshua Tree till later today, till it starts to cool off, and then I can like set up my tent and whatnot and enjoy the outdoors there. So here we go. Salvation Mountain is a man-made environment in the Southern California desert, created entirely from local adobe clay, straw, and over 100,000 gallons of brightly colored paint. This was a 28-year labor of love by folk artist Leonard Knight. He decided to build a mountain to share the simple message that God is love. He survived in the harsh desert without running water or electricity and actually lived in one of those cars, and he built, sculpted, and constantly repainted the structure. Since he passed in 2014, the site has been preserved and maintained by the volunteer group Salvation Mountain, Inc. I've actually been wanting to visit this mountain since I saw the movie Into the Wild. They actually went here and met Leonard, and he just seemed like the sweetest human being ever in that movie. You could tell the passion that he had for this and the passion that he had to send the message. I personally am not very religious, but I still can admire and appreciate what he put into this. Believe it or not, back in the 1950s and 60s, celebrities like Frank Sinatra and the Beach Boys used to flock to Bombay Beach for water skiing and boating. But sadly, in the 1970s and 80s, a lack of an outlet caused the Salton Sea's salinity and pollution to skyrocket, killing off nearly all marine life and ruining the local ecosystem. Today, a small community of fewer than 300 residents remains, and over the past decade, the town has reinvented itself as a desert art haven. Joshua Tree National Park is famous for its otherworldly desert landscapes, surreal spiky trees, and unique position where two distinct ecosystems, the Mojave and Colorado deserts, meet. Along with these iconic trees, the park has also been left scattered with massive, rounded boulder piles due to millions of years of wind and water erosion. The park is also a designated international dark sky park due to its remote location and high altitude, making it one of the best spots in Southern California to see the Milky Way and meteor showers with the naked eye. I was lucky enough to snag a campsite here and just kind of relaxed for the evening, took a little walk, did some work, and tried to film some stars you'll see in a second. Unfortunately, one of my neighbors got in late and drove around with their lights on, so I don't think the footage was as good as it could have been, but I am newer to capturing stars on my GoPro, so I think it came out pretty cool. And this is where I'll leave you for our second video on my adventure from Southeast Florida to Yellowstone National Park. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video and are interested in following along on the journey, feel free to subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment below. I'll see you next time.